Perched high above Guatemala City, a new metropolis is rising. It's called Cayala, and it's set to become the country's first private city. Guatemala's well-to-do are already enjoying the chic restaurants and trendy boutiques. There are also apartments, offices, a church, and more on the way. For those already here, there's little reason to leave.
We like the ambiance here. It's so peaceful and beautiful. The apartments are gorgeous, and it's great to be able to pop down to a nice restaurant.
The 45-hectare development was made possible by private investors. Its architects say Cayala is the first project in Guatemala devoted to new urbanism, a movement to create more livable, diverse communities.
But there are also some who say that what's behind me here is just an illusion only afforded to the privileged few.
Beyond Cayala's security barriers and plainclothes guards, a different Guatemala City emerges. The harsh realities of poverty seem inescapable to millions in the capital. Just 15 minutes away from Cayala, entire families live in one-room shacks, while others sleep in the open, unprotected, and where the fear of violence is an everyday part of life. But some say it shouldn't be like this. Architect Alvaro Veliz helped to revitalize Guatemala City's historic center over the past decade. He says private projects like Cayala result in segregation and are at the root of Guatemala City's problems.
Cayala destroys the city in that public spaces have deteriorated. Shantytowns have appeared because there's no public housing. Public transportation is old and pollutes. And it's because there's a lack of public investment because everything is private.
But Cayala's general manager says there's been much more positive than negative feedback. And he says that through private investment, Guatemala will become a better place to live.
Guatemalans really recognize the quality of life we're creating, and we hope this will serve as a model for other developers and private investors, and that they'll start projects in other parts of the country to make a better Guatemala.
Whether or not Cayala City becomes a model for urban development remains to be seen. But in Guatemala, inequality remains the norm. And for more than half the population who live in poverty, safe, clean streets might always remain out of reach. David Mercer, Al Jazeera, Guatemala City.